Hi, my name is Ade, and welcome to another video tutorial from The Voice Coach.
Turn down the light, turn down this bed, turn down the voices inside my head. Hi, every time I hear that song, I just have to sing. Hi, my name is Ade, aka The Voice Coach, and this is my new feature for my YouTube channel. This is open to my subscribers and all those people who have a desire to learn a little bit more about their voice. And this is related or based around performances and happenings that go on with the different shows that are on TV, X Factor, The Voice, and the different territories, the UK, America, and so on and so forth. And on this show, what I'll be doing is focusing on a number of different things. We'll be looking at primarily the different types of vocal techniques that are used by those singers and their performances, and evaluating them and giving you an insight into ways in which you can either benchmark those performances or improve on those areas that weren't so great. So I'll be using my knowledge of music and vocals to assist you in doing that, and on the side of that, giving tips to those people who are in the competition. Of course, alongside that, what we'll be doing is giving features like, for example, the best vocal performance of the week, and we'll look at the different dynamics that happen between the judges, you know, the relationship between Simon and Cheryl and Louis, and obviously the new judge on there, Scary. And so that's the kind of thing we'll be doing, and of course focusing on the main objective for the singers, which is to navigate their way through the landmine of different emotions that they will go through on their time on the show, to the point where they will hopefully be crowned the winner of X Factor 2014. So what's been going on with the judges this week? It looks like Simon and Cheryl have picked up where they left off the last time they worked together. Cheryl has been really provocative, getting under Simon's skin, making those snide comments, which are all designed to throw him off balance. But I think Simon definitely drew first blood when he took the casting vote and voted out of the competition Amy Connolly, who you will know Cheryl had a really soft spot for. I'm not sure that that was the right thing to do. I believe that she, like Cheryl said, there were singers who got through who didn't perform as well as she did. And we'll talk about her in a little while. And of course there is the other situation with Louis, who you may remember decided not to take Paul Acaster through with him last time round, and Simon has really been like giving it to him for that, and I believe that it will come back to bite Louis in the, you know what, at some point in the near future. Okay, so let's talk about the performance of the week this week. I think there are three main contenders. You're talking about James Graham, Andrea Fastuni, and Jay James. I think they gave three really good performances. Andrea was, of course, very good with his performance. Jay James gave a really soulful and what I would call emotional performance, really connected with the audience. But for my money, I believe that James Graham gave the most authentic performance, and I think he edged it because he connected with the lyrics of the song. He made you really believe that he was singing from a personal experience, and I think that will be key to progression through this competition. I think James is one to watch, definitely. So this week, I think performance of the week goes to James. So now let's talk about the vocal performances and analysis of a couple of the singers this week. Let's look at Kayleigh and, of course, at Amy Connolly, who we spoke about earlier on. We're talking about Kayleigh first. I think, for me, again, as you all know from the show, she just about edged herself into it and actually had to be given a second chance because the first song didn't really resonate with the judges, and probably not with the audience either. And I think it's really important for Kayleigh to think about playing to her strengths, and her strengths are most definitely and undoubtedly her sweet and subtle and innocent tone. She has this refreshing way of delivering a vocal that makes you engage with her, and I think that's really important. And there are certain tones and registers that can only be brought out if she sings songs that are in the right range for her. And of course, it's really important for her to make the impact within the first 2 or 3 lines of the song. The first song that she sang this week was a low register and long verse that didn't give an opportunity for you to get engaged with her. And I think it's important to remember that you have maybe 30 seconds to engage with the audience. What we call the grip. It's about grabbing the attention and getting people to go with you and taking them on a journey. So when she sang the second song that she sang, it gave much more of an insight into just how special her voice really is. And I believe the other thing is for her to have confidence and have an awareness of how good she really is and what her core strengths are. Because for me, singing is all about playing to your strengths. Then we of course have to come to Amy Connolly, who, as you know, unfortunately got voted off by the judges thanks to Simon. I don't know that that was the right decision, but I can understand it from the point of view of the actual engagement of the song. The song that she sang was a big song, and she not necessarily have the range and the presence to pull off a song like that at this moment in time. Well, actually, she didn't actually deliver it in that way. And there are a number of things that she needs to be aware of. First of all, dynamics, tone, texture, connection with the lyrics, because it's a powerful song, and the reference point is the fantastic performance that Whitney Houston did of that song. So you put yourself a benchmark that is pretty high up the scale, and I think that if you're going to reproduce a song of that magnitude, you really have to be aware of the things that connected people to that song in the first place. It's a very special song in people's hearts, and I think it's important for her to bear that in mind. Technically, things like note sustain and conclusion, note placement, and dynamics and variation are really important to it. Again, it's about grabbing the attention when you start the song. So when you think about how the song begins, you need to address the textures and the nuances that make people resonate with it. So it's like, I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. And then you have to think about the way in which you address the sustaining conclusion of certain notes. When you get to those long notes, and the subtleties of the ambience of them is really important. So tonally and texture-wise, one has to address that and control it out to the end so that people have an appreciation of your dexterity. So singing it, show them all the beauty they possess inside, is really important to demonstrating you have the control over it. So then the next part came when you had to focus on the range of the song and showing your control through your registers, from your top to mid registers down to your mid-bottom registers, singing. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be. So being able to show the transition from one part into the next with blends so that you don't see or hear what's going on, but you just feel and are able to appreciate the control levels and mechanisms. So I think those are the kinds of things that Amy would have to think about if she were to continue on singing, which of course she will. And I would say to her this, don't give up yet, because you know there are things that happen in the X Factor that might mean that this is not the last we see with you, but we'll say no more about that at this point. Now, with all the techniques we're talking about today, you can go to my YouTube channel, which is at the bottom here, and you can go and click on that, and you will find all the different techniques that we've talked on and more, and you'll be able to go through the tutorials and have a look at the context of them for yourself within the context of performances that and songs that you all know. It's also important for you to remember that you can purchase the tutorial series from that website as well. So again, using that link, you can purchase the tutorial series, which go from beginner to intermediate and advanced. So we cover the whole range. And they are proven techniques that have worked with a number of different singers that I've worked with from across the years. Some of the Mobile Award winners, X Factor and The Voice contestants, and people who have worked in the West End. So this is the point where we give away something to you, and all I ask is for you to do a little something for me in return. The first 25 people who tweet this message underneath me exactly as you see it there, you tweet that, and we will give the first 25 people a free copy of my video tutorial for breathing technique. And of course, as I said before, you can get the whole of the series online, but we're giving away to the first 25 people the breathing technique video tutorial. But you must tweet exactly as you see on this screen underneath me. If you do that, we will give you a link to go to the website to fill out your details, where you'll be given a code to download that tutorial.